R1, and I'm going to give you a quick discussion on what to buy or what to build. So I'm going to wait like 30 seconds before people to come in, check it out, and I'll give you my take on if you should buy or build. It all depends on what your finances are at this point. So I'll wait a little bit and I'll go over the differences between one and the other. Alrighty, so let's begin this. The Rustler 4x4 Ultimate Edition. Well, this would be considered an Ultimate Edition because I have everything on there that the Ultimate gives you, plus a lot more. And the pros and cons of buying an Ultimate, and you'll discuss this right now and see what's going on. So, Joe, what's going on, brother? So, here's my take. Um, I saw the Rustler Ultimate and I was pretty impressed on everything that they gave you. But I was kind of taken back with a lot of the things that they didn't give you. And here's what I'll talk about. And I'm going to work from the outside and work my way in. Let's go with the outside. The outside, they did give you the updated belted tires, which I thought that was pretty awesome. I think I like a little bit more aggressive tires, so I ended up acquiring these. I've had the Proline tires with this beforehand. But other than that, the Ultimate. I'm surprised the Ultimate didn't give you an LED kit, but I do have the Ultimate XRT and it didn't come with an LED kit either, so I understand. But when you do Ultimate, I kind of would figure that you would throw everything at it to where people can purchase everything you could possibly get for the RC. Another thing I found very interesting. I don't even know what the name of this thing is called. I just installed it. Let me look at the. This is called the reinforcement, and for some reason it's not in English. It's not. Part number 6710. Very inexpensive part, like $5, $6, but it reinforces the body, which it's for the back and the front. And the Ultimate does not have that. Why wouldn't they add that in there? Uh, I know, right? um, Ray, what's going on? The reality is that I know aesthetically it doesn't look appealing when you do have this reinforcement that comes specifically from Traxxas. But if you're coming out with the Ultimate, I know the body does showcase a lot of things, but it already has this. Chris, what's going on? Um, One of the major things that I got really annoyed with is when I ended up buying the LED kit. Um, Andres, what's going on? Andreas. Um, when bought the LED kit, I specifically bought um these green pieces. And when I ended up looking at the LED kit, I'm like, wait a minute. I said it doesn't have green, so I never installed it. Because the bumper would have been a nice assembly for it, but then I would have to change out. This would be black to coincide with the lighting that's over here, and this would have to turn back into black, which I did not want because that's the way I was customizing this RC. And so that's another thing that I think Trax has got wrong on that aspect of the game. So let's crack this open. It's a little bit more difficult when you do have only one hand. So now let's go to the interior parts. Now I know Traxxas did update a lot of the aluminum that's on here, which you're actually seeing on this RC. I don't think they came out with a sway bar kit when it came down to this build. Why? I have no clue why Traxxas wouldn't put the sway bar kit, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Traxxas does have it there. I don't know. If you're looking at the shroud is from Dusty Motors. So that is my shroud to keep all my junk out of there. And Traxxas, I don't think will ever come across and have shrouds. Who knows? I mean, they pretty much took a lot of people out of the game, like RPM and everything like that, with coming out with their reinforced plastics. But let's take off the shroud, and we'll look internally into the RC right now. It's going to be a little bit convoluted, so now you'll know exactly what I have internally in this RC. Now, I did have to buy this mount. This particular mount had to be put into there for my telemetry expander, which I spent the money for the telemetry expander because I wanted the GPS miles per hour, and they do sell this. I think it's like $5. And before I would have it mounted right here, but I had the chassis brace, which I never installed the chassis brace for a long period of time. And I said, you know what? When is Traxxas going to come out with a mount? And all of a sudden, I noticed that the mount was available for it, and I ended up purchasing it, which was definitely a good purchase on there. Traxxas does not give you the telemetry expander, which I understand why they wouldn't put it on their Ultimate. So I'm not going to give Traxxas any heat for that one. But as for the upgrades that are in here, the one thing that I saw immediately the minute I saw the upgrade for the Ultimate, the drive shafts. Now, I don't know if internally those drive shafts that came out, but for the history that I've seen Traxxas with, there's no metal in those drive shafts. They gave you the plastic drive shafts, and they have a history of doing that when it comes down to the slash 4x4 Ultimate or the slash Platinum. I think Traxxas could do a lot better when it comes down to RCs. Yeah, they could do a lot better when it comes down to that. But they didn't give you that. I mean, they do give you the upgraded shocks. These are the Pro Line shocks that I have on here. And yeah, they could have given you that, and they did not, which I was very surprised that they didn't do that. When it came down to you're having an Ultimate and not having the drive shafts. Now, the funniest thing is that for years I used to always complain that Traxxas never gave out the matching colored aluminum nut, which they did with the Ultimate right now. And then a few different things that are internally changed in here. I have spiral cut gears on my diffs, and then I have a center diff as well. They do update your servo. Now I have an updated brushless servo in here, but the Ultimate does give you an updated servo with metal gears, which is a definite plus for you to have. Now, I'm not too sure if they upgraded their screws to the stainless steel black screws. Possibly not. I noticed that Traxxas is moving towards that as opposed to having the stainless steel silver looking ones. But now let's look at price. I think the Traxxas Rustler is around $550, which for me at that price point is phenomenal. Why? Because it does give you a lot of aluminum on there, and aluminum is very expensive. It gives you the brace, it gives you a lot of things that you would love on your Rustler. Plus, it gives you the upgraded belted tires. Realistically speaking, this is where I'm going to come across, and this is my opinion. I would say if you wanted to hook up a Rustler, buy yourself the Ultimate, and then you could throw the little knickknacks. These are things that I just have for myself, to have it available to my for my RC. But the amount of money that you are going to spend upgrading all of this stuff is going to cost a small fortune. That's why you noticed in the beginning I have hundreds of dollars thrown over there, because that's what this costs to get it to where it's at right now. And Trax is giving you that for $550, I believe it is. And personally, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the money for you to go with the Ultimate and then add on your little things that you want to do. You could always make it your own. I mean, I can be honest in telling you that having an Ultimate RC, which I bought the XRT Ultimate, it does have its pros. I mean, there are pros with that. You are getting a lot of product for. You're looking at probably $400 in upgrades they throw on top of this. And the reason why I say $400, the aluminum's gonna probably cost you like around $200. The reinforced plastics are gonna cost you more than what's on the Rustler right now. And you have the belted tires, which you would have to upgrade as well, and then you have a newer body on that. But realistically speaking, I mean, if you want to build it from bare bones up, you're more than welcome to, and you are going to spend the money because a Rustler 4x4 is going to cost you a lot of money. But if you are going to plan to get one, I would say go with the Ultimate, upgrade it as much as you want, and then you'll have exactly what you need when it comes down to bashing and everything like that. So yeah, so that's my take on it. This RC is completed as of right now. There's nothing I need to buy for this Rustler 4x4 and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens in the near future. Yeah. So if this video was informative to you, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I really appreciate that. If you think somebody has a Rustler 4x4 out there and they could probably come across and say I'm crazy, share the video. It would definitely help me out on the channel. Make sure your notifications on once I go on live. It really does help the channel. I don't make any money on this YouTube thing. I promise you, I do not. The reality is that, this is fun for a lot of people. I mean, I'm building this guy, and that's going to be on hiatus for a little while. So, there are a whole bunch of things, and I know a lot of people are waiting for me to see what I could do with that thing all the way down there. But we'll see what happens in the near future. Anyway, once again, rate, comment, subscribe. It's all fills up on YouTube. Later.